Cari Fratelli e Sorelle, and welcome to my weekly video blog. This week has been an absolute nightmare. I'll be absolutely honest. It has been the worst start to a new year that I've had in years. Absolutely years. And I have a fair idea as to why. Do you know, I have many a time in the past I have planned significant changes to my lifestyle, changes to everything from, you know, the way I use my finances to the sort of career that I want. And what I generally do is I make a lot of plans, and I am then slower at activating those plans than I make out sometimes, I think. And some of that is sort of because life gets in the way, and some of it is because I do have a habit of thinking that once I've made plans, it's okay without actually following those plans through, as Jens will attest. But that is also because I have this nasty tendency to think that it'll all be alright, if that makes sense. And to believe that at the end of the day, I suppose that people are always good, I suppose, that I don't need to have a backup plan in case things go wrong, because why would they ever go wrong? That would mean that some of the people that I trust and think are good people are not. And you would have thought that I would have learned that lesson by now, that actually it's not uncommon for your friends to completely betray you. It's also not uncommon to, you know, be left in complete shit, to find that those around you are not nearly as competent or as brave or as good as they should be. And I make that mistake time and time again. However, over the past month, maybe it is because I have, and I've spoken to you about this before, broken down a lot of the problems that I have. A lot of the goals that I want are very, very small. It does mean that actually progress is made every day, rather than, you know, once a month or something like that. I can tell you, I can give you a list of things that I have wanted to do yesterday and that I have got round to doing today, because I now have a list, and they're small things that I can do, but a lot of small things lead to big things having changed. And when this happens, and I can tell when I am making progress, because the more progress I make, the more resistance I seem to encounter. A lot of people will know that I am quite a spiritual person, and do believe that if you are doing the right thing, if you are living a good and moral life, that some of your actions can be perceived as very threatening by the forces around us that are out for the exact opposite of those morals. And, you know, a lot of people will probably disagree. They will say that, you know, circumstances just happen to make this past week pretty bad. I think that I don't think that at all. I think that there have been it has been a bad week, and I think it's been a bad week in an attempt to throw me off my current course, which for a day or so it nearly managed to do. What happens then? Nothing. I just stop making progress, and as long as I'm not making progress, I am not considered a threat to you know, those darker forces, I suppose. And I do believe that. I know it sounds a bit mad, but I do honestly believe that you know, if you stand up for what is right, you will encounter resistance, I suppose. So by trying to sort of move ahead with my life a little bit, overcome some of my problems, and move in the direction that I feel I'm being guided in, I'm coming up with, you know, resistance that is trying to distract me, trying to debilitate me, and yeah, I face some issues this week that have, for example, brought about some of my symptoms of anxiety quite out of the blue, and I am pleased at how I have managed to cope with them and put them back in their box where they belong, basically. And I feel like, you know, this might come across as being quite a negative sort of blog. You know, I haven't had a good week, you know, but I take that as a sign that what I'm actually doing is good, worthwhile, and will prosper if I continue. It's funny because in the ancient world, if you were a Roman general, for example, you were always considered only really as great as those people you managed to engage in warfare. Particularly, for example, if you were, you know, a big powerhouse of the Senate, for example, it would depend on who opposed you as to how big a danger, and therefore how great in your own right, they considered you. If you were saying a lot of stuff and nobody was opposing you, then nobody really cares about what you're saying. If you stand up and you say something quite revolutionary and you get, you know, some elder statesman saying, hang on, then you can sort of say, well, you have made ripples that have attracted the attention of the big fish, you know, so to speak. So you are really gauged by the level of your opponents. If that's the case, then I must be exceedingly great, because I have many, many opponents, and they're all going at it. So without spending even longer talking about this, which a lot of people won't understand anyway, and I have to say, I couldn't care less to those who don't. Those who know me do care. Those who don't know me can think whatever they want. It is time to wish happy birthday. I only have 2 birthdays this week, but that does not mean that these people are any less, because there are less of them. I have Catherine Cunningham and I have Lee Remedios, so happy birthday to both of those. I hope they eat lots of cake, and that is about it, I think, for this week. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. I hope they all keep on doing good stuff, and I plan on continuing exactly as I am, no matter what resistance I encounter. And so my Pax Vobiscum this week goes to me as well as all of you.